Hello, good day, and welcome to Focus on the Future, a program preparing believers for the rapture. I am Ogba Alan Omagbemi. Today, let's look at the closing verses of the letter to the church at Thyatira, the corrupt church. Revelation chapter 2, verses 18 to 29. Revelation chapter 2, verses 18 to 29. To be corrupt means a moral decay, spiritual contamination, or perversion from God's standards. And this stems from sin, of course, and it leads to wickedness and injustice. In other words, it's tolerating wrong, something that's not right. When something is no longer in a pure state, it's corrupt. It's the opposite of righteousness and purity. The Bible makes us understand. So we see that a prevalent sin within the church in Thyatira was the tendency to tolerate sin and wrongdoing, to tolerate unrighteousness, unbiblical teachings in its leaders. They permitted the practice, the occurrences of wrong without interference. I don't think that sounds like something that's happening around you. Not wanting to interfere, even when something is not right. John calls one particular person Jezebel, a name derived from the Old Testament Jezebel and synonymous with idolatry and persecution. We know idolatry is anything that takes the place of God, anything that represents that replaces God in our lives, everything that substitutes God in our lives. Some at Thyatira probably accepted false teachers because they claimed to speak for God and because they manifested great talents, powers, position, success, and of course, some cases, affluence. But you know what? Christ condemns the sin of tolerance. Christ condemned the sin of tolerance. So we must reject all persons, preachers, teachers, who put their own words above biblical revelation. Those who state that God accepts within the church any who commit acts of, say, immorality and participate in evil pleasures, worldly pleasures, that God accepts them. Some in the church often tolerate false teaching because of indifference. They're not bothered. Fear of confrontation, or personal friendship, or because of a desire for peace. They say harmony. It could be personal advancement. If I challenge, I will not go up there. Or even money. But remember, Paul challenged Peter. And the Bible tells us it was an example. So God will destroy such a church with its leaders. Unfortunately, many like Jezebel were unwilling to repent, even in our days. So we cannot hide from Christ. He knows what is in our hearts and our minds, and still He loves us. The sins we try to hide from God need to be confessed to Him. But thanks be to God, there were those in Thyatira who had held fast to Christ's word and his righteous standards. God knows them and promises that they will rule with him over the nations. In verse 24 of that Revelation chapter 2, verse 24, the Bible talks about the depths of Satan, or the deep secrets of Satan. And this may refer to the false teaching about grace. Some people believe the deeper you're going to sin, the more grace abounds. Or secret insights by so-called believers, guaranteed to promote what they call deeper spiritual life. They come up with all kinds of what they call revelation from the pit of hell, talking about deeper spiritual life. We should hold tightly to the basics of our Christian faith. Avoid any new teaching that turns you away from the Bible, from fellowship, or from your faith. Christ's words at the end to this church said, "Till I come," and unto the end. Make it clear. It makes it clear that his messages, Christ's words, "Till I come," and unto the end, make it clear that his messages, warnings, and promises to the 7 churches apply also to all churches now until the end, until he comes. May the Lord help us and hold on to him until he comes. In Jesus' name, shalom.